Hey guys, it's your girl Jules. We're back with another video, and again I'm gonna do something a little different for me anyways, because like I said in my last video when I was talking to you guys, I have been really into booktube, and I've been seeing just like all these different kinds of videos about like reading vlogs and physical TBRs, physical to be reads, otherwise. And I was like, I kind of want to go through like my physical TBR just in my room. I'm not even gonna touch on what is in my living room because it would just be way too much right now, honestly. I'm very surprised at myself with how many books I have just in my room that I have not read. I'm kind of like, whoa. It is just so funny to me, honestly, and it's a little overwhelming. But I mean, I'm trying my best anyways to just buckle down and actually read before I really buy any books. I know I'm going to admit I just recently broke my buying ban. I literally, like right before I started filming this, I bought 3 new books, and I will haul that for you guys as soon as I get them. But the only reason I did it was because I have some books here that are technically not the first in the series. I don't have the physical books for the first books of the series. So I was like, well, before I can have myself read the other books in the series, I should probably get the first ones. So I was like, so I got 3 books just based off of the first books of the series. But anyway, let's get into this physical TBR. You guys can't see how many books it is, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. So the first book I'm going to show you guys is How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. And on the back here, it says, through Dale Carnegie's 6 million copy bestseller revised for the 1980s, millions of people have been helped to overcome the worry habit. Dale Carnegie offers a set of practical formulas you can put to work today. Formulas that will last a lifetime. Discover how to eliminate 50% of business worries immediately, reduce financial worries, turn criticism to your advantage, avoid fatigue, and keep looking young. Add 1 hour a day to your waking life. Find yourself and be yourself. Remember, there is no one else on earth like you. So, I am definitely a worrywart sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I can definitely be, and I feel like this book is going to help me. Yay! I'm pretty excited to actually read this. I think it's going to take me a while because, like, even though it's a small book, like, it's got really tiny print, so it's probably gonna take me a little bit to read it. We shall see though. All right, the next book is Amber Brown Goes Forth, and on the back it is Amber Brown ready for 4th grade? She has new sneakers, new notebooks, and pencils, but she doesn't have what she really needs: a new best friend. How can Amber go forth without one? Who will be Amber's best friend? So obviously you guys can see this is like more of like a teeny tiny book, children's book. I know in my last video I read one of these, and it was the Magic Tree House. I don't remember how I got a hold of these books, but I did, and I don't want them to go to waste, so I'm at least gonna read them. Maybe I'll unhaul them later, we'll see. All right, here's one anyways of my big boys. It is The Chronicles of Narnia. Do you see how thick that is? This book is going to take me a long time to get through. I am not a fast reader at all. There's a lot of pages in here. Yes, but the reason it is so big because Chronicles of Narnia is a very popular series, and all of you guys, I'm sure all of you guys know that this is not how big this one book is. This is actually the entire Chronicles of Narnia series. Every single book is in here. So, the Chronicles of Narnia, The Magician's Nephew, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, The Horse and His Boy, Prince Caspian, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, The Silver Chair, and The Last Battle. All of those books are in here. I'm actually kind of excited, but I'm also scared because of how long this book is going to take. We shall see. I don't know. Alrighty, and the next one is a series that I was saying earlier that I do not have the first book, and I did buy it. It's also a very well-known series, the Twilight series. I do not have the first 3 books. I only have Breaking Dawn, and I also have Midnight Sun. I am going to read Twilight first, and then after I read Twilight, I will get the second and third books before I start reading these 2. Also very hefty, big books. Going to take me a little time to read. So we shall see. Alright, and then we have another series that I bought for the first book, and this is the second book. It is Betrayed, a House of Night novel. The first book is called Marked, so I'm going to read Marked before I read Betrayed. I am not allowed to read this book until I read Marked. That's what I'm telling myself anyways. I am very excited for this though. Fledgling vampire Zoe Redberg has managed to settle in at the House of Night. Finishing school, she finally feels like she belongs, even gets chosen as the leader of the Dark Daughters. Best of all, she actually has a boyfriend. Or 2. Then the unthinkable happens. Human teenagers are being killed, and all the evidence points to the House of Night. While danger stalks the humans from Zoe's old life, she begins to realize that the very powers that make her so unique might also threaten those she loves. Then, when she needs her new friends the most, death strikes the House of Night, and Zoe must find the courage to face a betrayal that could break her heart, her soul, and jeopardize the very fabric of her world. Betrayed, the second book in the House of Night series, is dark and sexy and as thrilling as it is utterly shocking. I'm pretty excited. So, first we have to read the first book. We have to read the first book before we can read this one. Alright, the next one is the last one of, I have the second book. Somehow I got the second book, but not the first book. I'm waiting for the first book, and then I will read this one, Seraphina and the Twisted Staff. Seraphina's defeat of the Man in the Black Cloak has brought her out of the shadows and into the daylight realm of her home, Biltmore Estate. Every night she visits her mother in the forest, eager to learn the ways of the catamount, but Seraphina finds herself caught between her 2 worlds. She's too wild for Biltmore's beautifully dressed ladies and formal customs, and too human to fully join her kin. Late one night, Seraphina encounters a strange and terrifying figure in the forest and is attacked by the vicious wolfhounds that seem to be under his control. Even worse, she's convinced that the stranger was not alone, but he has sent his accomplice into Biltmore in disguise. Someone is wreaking havoc at the estate. A mysterious series of attacks test Seraphina's role as Biltmore's protector, culminating in a tragedy that tears Seraphina's best friend and only ally, Brayden Vanderbilt, from her side. Heartbroken, she flees. Deep in the forest, Seraphina comes face to face with the evil inflicting Biltmore and discovers its reach is far greater than she'd ever imagined. All the humans and creatures of the Blue Ridge Mountains are in terrible danger. For Seraphina to defeat this new evil before it engulfs her beloved home, she must search deep inside herself and embrace the destiny that has always awaited her. So, again, another one I'm excited for, but I'm going to read the first book first. So, I'm not allowed to read this book until I actually read the first book. All right, next one is very much a children's book, but it was one of my favorite books as a child, so I very much want to read it at least one more time, because I've not physically read this version of it. It's Popcorn. Literally, like, my parents read this to me when I was a child. Darn near every night, actually. But now that I'm an adult, it is on my physical TBR. Obviously, I'm going to get done with this in like 5 minutes, and I probably could just read it right now, but fun fact, and I will show you guys in another video, I actually have a spinning wheel on how I am choosing my books. I am not choosing multiple books at one time. I am reading a book and then I am spinning a wheel to pick the next book, because I am very indecisive and I don't want to take the time to choose. I'm just letting it choose for me. All right, though, let's keep going. The next one, youth adult, a little bigger, but still very childish, still very like young adult kind of book. President of the Whole Fifth Grade. So let's see. Brianna's Recipe for Success. Start with fifth grader Brianna Justice, a smart cookie with a knack for baking and a dream of becoming a cupcake chef extraordinaire. Stir in one school election for president of the whole fifth grade. Sift and add one new girl, also known as the opponent, 1 cup of major competition, and a sprinkle of competitive campaign cupcakes. Mix well, let simmer as friendships are tested and secrets are revealed. If the ingredients have been prepared just right, serve with the sweet taste of victory. Top with dash of laughs. So I think it won't take me very long to get through this book, because the print is fairly big. So we shall see. I'm actually kind of excited to read this. So, all right, here's another very well-known book that I have never read. It is actually a movie, and I've also never seen the movie. I have heard it is very sad, though, and I may or may not cry, but we shall see. It is Marley and Me. I have not actually cried for a book, but I have heard, again, I've heard anyways, that the movie is very sad. So we'll see if I end up crying from this book. Very excited. Obviously, like, majority of you know what Marley and Me is about. How in the movie anyways, Jennifer Aniston and Owen Wilson own this dog named Marley, all the life. So we won't get into too much detail on that, but I'm excited. Okay, here's another big book. It is called Lucky Harbor. Now, I am realizing that this is actually, so it's, for one thing, it is 3 books in one. And I believe anyways, this is books 4, 5, and 6, which means I need books 1, 3, and 4. So after I'm done filming this, I'm probably gonna get at least book number 1 from this. And mind you as well that I have actually attempted to read this book more than once, and I just have not been able to finish it. It is nothing against the book itself. I've actually enjoyed it quite a lot while I've been reading it, but again, it's so big. And then also in my past anyways, I have just like gone through times where I'm really into reading and then I get out of it. So and also just being super busy. I am currently in my kick anyways of being really into books, so I'm hoping that I can finally finish this 3-book series. But again, I do need to get book 1. Before I'm allowing myself to actually read this book, I'm gonna get to book number 1 first, because book series just really don't make sense to me anyways without reading the first one. I have never thought about this until now. I don't know, but what I've read from this book, I have very much liked. It is a romance book, and it's just I do love romance books. All right, next one is not necessarily like a book, but it is something that I'm very interested in, which is Backroads and Byways of Minnesota. Now, if you guys don't know this, I am originally from Minnesota. So there's definitely going to be some things in here that I know and like have been to, but then when I got this book, I was like, I want to learn everything. I want to learn about different places in Minnesota that I've never been to, even though I had lived there my entire life. I no longer live in Minnesota, but I do still have friends there. I do still plan to visit. So anytime that I go back to Minnesota, I'm going to ask my friends if we can go to some of these places. Because even just the cover, even just the front page is like absolutely beautiful. Minnesota is so beautiful. Like, I can't even. Okay, and then next, and we still have a lot more. Next is called Attached. So attached is we rely on science to tell us everything from what to eat to when and how long to exercise, but what about relationships? Is there a scientific explanation for why some people seem to navigate relationships effortlessly while others struggle? According to psychiatrist and neuroscientist Dr. Amir Levine and Rachel Heller, the answer is a resounding yes. In Attached, Levine and Heller reveal how an understanding of adult attachment, the most advanced relationship science is in existence today, can help us find and sustain love. Pioneered by psychologist John Bowlby in the 1950s, the field of attachment posits that each of us behaves in relationships in one of three distinct ways. Anxious people are often preoccupied with their relationships and tend to worry about their partner's ability to love them back. Avoidant people equate intimacy with a loss of independence and constantly try to minimize closeness. Secure people feel comfortable with intimacy and are usually warm and loving. Levine and Heller guide readers in determining what attachment style they and their mate or potential mate follow, offering a roadmap for building stronger, more fulfilling connections with the people they love. Dr. Amir Levine is an adult, child, and adolescent psychiatrist and neuroscientist. He graduated from the residency program at New York Presbyterian Hospital / Columbia University, where he is currently a principal investigator on a research project sponsored by the National Institutes of Health. Dr. Levine has a private practice in New York City where he lives. And then last thing, Rachel S.F. Heller, M.A., holds a master's degree in social organizational psychology from Columbia University. She has worked as a corporate consultant for several management consulting firms. She lives with her husband and 3 children in the San Francisco Bay Area. San Francisco. Yeah, so this book may or may not help me because I'm not currently in a relationship. So, well, we'll see how, for one, anyways, we'll see how long it takes me to get to this book with my spinning wheel and with how long I take to read books. And then 2, we'll see if I'm even in a relationship by the time I get to this book. More than likely not. And that's okay. You don't have to be in a relationship to be happy. And right now, I'm pretty happy. I work a lot, but I'm still happy. Okay, next, because we still have a lot more books to go, is The Best of Lewis Carroll. This is another book that is big, but has a lot of books in it. It is Alice in Wonderland, Through the Looking Glass, The Hunting of the Snark, A Tangled Tale, Phantasmagoria, Nonsense from Letters. So, yeah, there's a lot of books in here. But I'm actually excited. Alice in Wonderland is definitely one of my favorite movies, and I'm a huge Disney fanatic. So, Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, 100% I'm all for. I actually didn't know that Lewis Carroll was the author of Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, so I'm actually excited to read Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass and read other books by Lewis Carroll. So, alright, next, it's probably another one that I'm gonna have to look up the first one, because it is Dr. Dolittle and the Secret Lake. That does not, to me anyways, sound like a first book. So I'm going to have to look up Dr. Dolittle and see what the first book is. This is obviously like an older book. I think my parents actually gave me this book. I absolutely love the original Dr. Dolittle movie. Like, I'm not talking about the Eddie Murphy version, don't get me wrong. The Eddie Murphy version is very funny, but the original one that was made in like the 1960s, one of my favorite movies of all time. Absolutely love it. So to read the books for Dr. Dolittle, I'm actually like pretty excited. Like, I'm definitely gonna have to look up the first one though, because I want to read the entire series. This is obviously not the first one, so I'm gonna have to look up the whole series. All right, the next book is going to be called Take a Bow. Take a Bow by Elizabeth Eulberg. So this one is Em has long lived in her best friend Sophie's shadow. She writes songs and Sophie sings them. It's always been like this and feels like it always will be. Sophie will stop at nothing to be a star, even if it means using her best friend and picking up a trophy boyfriend, Carter. Carter is a victim of a particular Hollywood curse. He's a former child star. Now all he wants is a normal life, but being normal is about as hard for him as being famous. Ethan has his own issues, a darkness in his head that he just can't shake. He's managed to sabotage every relationship he's ever been in. Emmy's the only girl he's ever really respected, but he's not sure what to do about that. Emmy, Sophie, Carter, and Ethan are all students at a performing arts school, where talent is the norm and fame is the goal. But sometimes being in the spotlight isn't as important as the people you're sharing it with, as the four of them are going to find out in Elizabeth Eulberg's excellent new novel, which is about the auditions life puts us through every day, both big and small. I am sorry, I'm not very good at reading. I've been reading a lot, especially out loud, but this sounds very interesting to me, especially because I am actually, as you guys know, who have been following me for a while and subscribed to me, I very much am into the arts. I'm into dancing, I'm into singing, absolutely love it. So this book is definitely for me. Okay, the next one is Fairy Wars. Just the title and like the beautiful cover, oh my goodness. Oh, like I can't even. So reading the front part, when Henry Atherton helps Mr. Fogarty clean up around his house, he expects to find a mess and a cranky old man. What he doesn't expect to find is Pyragus Malve, crown prince of the fairy realm, who has escaped the treacherous fairy of the night by traveling to the human world through a portal powered by trapped lightning. Wow. I'm sorry, I am terrible. An egomaniacal demon prince, greedy blue factory owners Brimstone and Chalk Hill, and the nefarious Lord Hairstreak, leader of the fairies of the night, all dream of ruling the fairy realm and are out to kill Pyragus. Enlisting the help of his sister Blue and his new friend Henry, Pyragus must get back to the fairy world alive before one of his many enemies gets to him instead. But how many portals are open, and can Pyragus find the right one before it falls into the wrong hands? Conjuring unforgettable detail, vivid color, and fearless characters, author Herbie Brennan brings readers to the fairy world where nothing is ever what it seems and no one can be trusted. So very much a fantasy book, and I'm very excited. This sounds like kind of Sounds like kind of like a fantasy kind of thriller to me. All right, but the next one, y'all know that your girl is a Disney fanatic, so Far from Agrabah. Obviously, very much a Aladdin-based kind of book. Princess Jasmine has always wanted more out of her life, to travel beyond the palace walls, to get to know her people better, to one day become Sultana and lead Agrabah. Unfortunately, her overprotective father does not agree, and he keeps introducing her to foreign princes, including a strange, if admittedly charming, one named Ali. Prince Ali has a secret. He's not actually royalty from the far-off kingdom of Ababwa, as he's claimed to be. He's really Aladdin from the streets of Agrabah, who's stumbled upon an all-powerful genie and a magic carpet and used the first of 3 wishes to become a prince. Because he, too, longs for a different life. And when Prince Ali presents the magic carpet to Princess Jasmine, she agrees to embark on a journey with him, and asks that he take her to his homeland of Ababwa. On an adventure in a fantastical kingdom, Aladdin and Jasmine get caught up in the magic therein, but soon sinister outside forces come into play, threatening to strand them there forever. Will they learn from legends past, or will the alluring promise of a path to a new life get the best of them? So, anybody who knows the movie Aladdin, this sounds anyways very, very much like the movie, with a little bit of a twist. Because if you guys know the movie, you guys know that Ababwa doesn't exist in the movie. Like, they never even think about it. But here, they actually make it exist and go there. So this is going to be a very interesting turn of events, at least in my opinion, on how the book goes versus the movie. All right, the next one, very, very short book. It is called Dog Diaries, Ginger, and it's Ginger's. So this one is, my name is Ginger, and this is my tale. I'm a golden retriever living the good life. I have a family, including a cat, who love and take good care of me, but my life hasn't always been a bowl of kibble. I was born in a place called a puppy mill. Here's the story of how I got from there to my forever home, or forever family. Includes information about golden retriever breed, history, rescue groups, and more. And on the back, actually, there are multiple books. So if I like this book enough anyways, maybe I will get the rest of these books and read all of them. So they may or may not be in my TBR future. TBD. Get it? Haha. TBR, TBD. Haha. We'll see. Okay, next one is a book that, like, I actually have read in the past, but it has been so long that I do not remember what it's about. So this is my one and only reread that I'm going to do. And it's also going to be the first time ever in my 30 years of existence that I have reread a book. Because when I was a kid, I was not, like I said in my last video, I was not a reader. So, but here's the book. It is called Elixir, and it is by Hilary Duff. Only one of my favorite people of all time. Hilary, if you ever watch this, girl, I love you, like, with all my heart. Definitely one of my favorite Disney people. I love the fact that she did not get into that whole thing of, like, scandals and all that. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my Disney girls, even after their scandals, especially because, like, they got out of those scandals and they are living their best lives. But I just love the fact that Hilary never got into that. Like, sorry, it's the truth. All right, so for Elixir though, a soulmate for life or death. 17-year-old Clea Raymond has felt the glare of the spotlight her entire life. The daughter of a renowned surgeon and a prominent politician, she has become a talented photojournalist who takes refuge in a world that allows her to travel to many exotic places. But after Clea's father disappears while on a humanitarian mission, Clea begins to notice eerie, shadowy images in her photos of a strange and beautiful young man, a man she has never seen before. When fate brings Clea and this man together, she is stunned by the immediate and powerful connection she feels with him. As they grow closer, they are drawn deep into the mystery behind her father's disappearance, and they discover the centuries-old truth behind their intense bond. Torn by a dangerous love triangle and haunted by a powerful secret that holds their fates, together they race against time to unravel their past in order to save their lives and their futures. Okay, Hillary, okay. Like, sounds like a pretty fun book to me. Alright, and the next one, I know this video is getting very long, but we are kind of getting close to done. We still have quite a few more, but we're gonna just keep going. This one is called Grit, the Power of Passion and Perseverance. So this one is the book that started a worldwide conversation. Interesting. In this must-read book for anyone striving to succeed, pioneering psychologist Angela Duckworth shows parents, students, educators, athletes, and business people, both seasoned and new, that the secret to outstanding achievement is not talent, but a special blend of passion and persistence she calls grit. Drawing on her own powerful story as the daughter of a scientist who frequently noted her lack of genius, Duckworth, now a celebrated researcher and professor, describes her early eye-opening stints in teaching, business consulting, and neuroscience, which led to the hypothesis that what really drives success is not genius, but a unique combination of passion and long-term perseverance. And I don't have to read the rest of the back because it's very long. You guys can kind of see it is pretty long, but definitely an interesting read in my opinion, because I am all about perseverance and pushing through hardships. So definitely I know I need to read that. Next one is a very small book. I am probably gonna get through this. I'm more than likely gonna get through this at the end of the day. It is called Goldenrod Poems. So in her breakout bestseller Keep Moving, Maggie Smith captured the nation with her meditations on kindness and hope. Now with Goldenrod, the award-winning poet returns with a powerful collection that looks at parenthood, solitude, love, and memory. Pulling objects from everyday life, a hallway mirror, a rock found in her son's pocket, a field of goldenrods at the side of the road, she reveals the magic of the present moment. Only Maggie Smith could turn an autocorrect mistake into lines of poetry, musing that her phone doesn't observe the high holidays autocorrecting Shana Tova to Shaman Tobacco, Rosh Hashanah to Rose Has Hands. Slate called Smith's superpower as a writer her ability to find the perfect concrete metaphor for inchoate human emotions and explore it with empathy and honesty. The poems in Goldenrod celebrate the contours of daily life, explore and delight in the space between thought and experience, and remind us that we decide what is beautiful. So, and you can kind of see, like, it's not a lot of actual reading, but this is definitely something different for me because I am not really a poem reader. But in my actual little library that I have, I do have one book that is all about poems. So it is something that I'm trying to get myself into. Poems in general are very beautiful. I've just not been super into reading them, but there's first time for everything. All right, the next one. This next book is written by one of my favorite actors ever. No lie, one of my favorites. I absolutely love him, and I already kind of spoiled it because I said it was him. It is called Green Light by Matthew McConaughey. Absolutely love him. Like, no lie, I absolutely love Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey, if you ever watch this video, love you too. Like, shout out. I have never read a book by him, obviously, and I'm really excited to like read this book. Sorry, I got distracted. Reading the inside of it. I've been in this life for 50 years. Been trying to work out its riddle for 42, and been keeping diaries of clues to that riddle for the last 35. Notes about successes and failures, joys and sorrows, things that made me marvel, and things that made me laugh out loud. How to be fair, how to have less stress, how to have fun, how to hurt people less, how to get hurt less, how to be a good man, how to have meaning in life, how to be more me. Recently, I worked up the courage to sit down with those diaries. I found stories I experienced, lessons I learned and forgot, poems, prayers, prescriptions, beliefs about what matters, and a whole bunch of bumper stickers. I found a reliable theme, an approach to living that gave me more satisfaction at the time, and still, if you know how and when to deal with life's challenges, how to get relative with the inevitable, you can enjoy a state of success I call catching green lights. So basically, like, this is about his life a little bit, not like a full audio, not a full autobiography, but little bits and pieces, which I'm very excited because, again, I love Matthew. I love like every movie that I have seen him in. I absolutely love. All right, next one. Definitely a book that I am very, very interested in reading, and definitely one that I question myself all the time. Frequently asked questions about the universe. Literally, like, just a bunch of different questions about the universe. And I know I'm consistently asking questions about the universe all the time. As a species, we may not agree on much, but one thing brings us all together: a need to know. We all wonder, and deep down we all have the same big questions. Why can't I travel back in time? Where did the universe come from? What's inside a black hole? Can I rearrange the particles in my cat and turn it into a dog? I'm not gonna read the whole thing because, again, this video is getting very long, but yes, I absolutely love books like that. All right, the pile is getting less and less, and I love it. We're going back to more like childish books, but this is definitely more young adult than actual like little kids. This is called Philippa Fisher and the Fairy God Sister. So Philippa Fisher would like nothing more than a fairy godmother to grant her wishes. Instead, she gets Daisy, her same age fairy god sister. But Daisy's not too fond of humans, and Philippa's wishes keep making everything worse. Will Philippa and Daisy come together to fix the mess they've created before it's too late? And on the back, there's actually 2 more books. So if I end up liking this book, we shall see if I get the other ones. So, all right, the next one is American Girl, Leah and Camila. I absolutely loved American Girl when I was little. I didn't have the dolls. I wasn't into the dolls, but I did have like the old time books, like the really, really teeny ones. And I used to read them. I actually did used to have my parents read those to me all the time. So now that I actually have a bigger chapter book of American Girl, we shall see if I enjoy this. We shall see. And we have another one of Leah Leads the Way. Again, we shall see if I end up enjoying this. I don't think it's going to take me very long to get through these 2 books, or actually the Philippa one either, because the print is fairly big and it's also not a lot of pages. So we'll see. Okay, next book is Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Everything I Need to Know I Learned From. Another very, very small book that I'm probably going to get through like fairly quickly. And it is Mr. Rogers was the friend who helped us appreciate the good things in ourselves, in others, and in the world around us. As soon as he stepped through his front door to change into his cardigan and sneakers, we knew we would meet new people and discover new things. Revisit some of Mr. Rogers' greatest guidance that we learned alongside Daniel Tiger, X the Owl, King Friday the 8th, and more, including: you are special, be generous with your gratitude, feed the fish, All kinds of feelings are okay. Don't forget to play, and other caring thoughts. And on the back, it actually does have a little quote. He was more than just a children's television show host, which he was. And I actually have already read his biography and absolutely enjoyed it very, very much. Like 10 out of 10 read it. I absolutely loved it. And here's another very, very small book that it's probably not going to take me very long to read, which is great because I want to get through as many books as possible. Not just like reading fast wise, but also so I can like read more books. This one is Favorite Fairy Tales Told in Poland. So, have you heard about the jolly tailor who climbed a ladder to the sky and sewed the clouds shut to stop the rain? Or the flame bird with wings as bright as the sun who stole a golden apple from the king? Or the wicked goblin who haunted a house in the woods until a simple couple and their animals frightened him out of his wits? Intriguing characters and surprising turns fill this easy-to-read collection of tales from old Poland. Which, obviously, like, I'm not from Poland. I've never read any tales from Poland, so I'm actually really interested in this. Because one day, I actually want to visit Poland. So, to be able to go to Poland and unfortunately, I have no idea how to say anything in the Polish language, but to people who speak to people who speak English in Poland, be able to talk to them about these books or these fairy tales would be pretty cool. Like, they'd probably be pretty impressed. Maybe. And we also have another big hefty boy book. It is Hans Christian Andersen Complete Fairy Tales. So again, there's multiple books in here, multiple stories. It's very, very small print. It's going to take a long time to get through this. Look at these edges though, they're so pretty. I really want more books with pretty edges like this. These gold spray painted edges. Oh my gosh, and look at the inside. Look at it, it's so pretty. Is the back the same way too? I haven't opened this book for a while. Yes, the back is the same. Oh, yeah, and just like the artwork on it too, and it's got like the ribbon for the bookmark, which I know I love personally. Like, I'm so excited. I actually haven't read any of Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tales. The only one that I know of is The Snow Queen, which I, to this day, will watch that movie all the time. I love the movie, so I'm like really excited to see what other kinds of fairy tales he had besides The Snow Queen. Okay, guys, we are on our last 3 books. Last 3. So close. Thanks for everyone who has watched the entire video. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I know it's a lot, but you know what? We will get through this. Alright, the next book is The Gift of Valor. This one is everyday, ordinary young Americans are fighting in Iraq with the same bravery, honor, and sense of duty that have distinguished American troops throughout history. One of these is Jason Dunham, a 22-year-old Marine corporal from the one-stoplight town of Seo, New York, whose stunning story reporter Michael M. Phillips discovered while he was embedded with a Marine infantry battalion in the Iraqi desert. Corporal Dunham was on patrol near the Syrian border on April 14, 2004, when a black-clad Iraqi leaped out of a car and grabbed him around his neck. Fighting hand-to-hand in the dirt, Dunham saw his attacker drop a grenade and made the instantaneous decision to place his own helmet over the explosive in the hope of containing the blast and protecting his men. When the smoke cleared, Dunham's helmet was in shreds, and the corporal lay face down in his own blood. The Marines beside him were seriously wounded. Dunham was subsequently nominated for the Congressional Medal of Honor, the nation's highest award for military valor. Phillips' minute-by-minute chronicle of the chaotic fighting that raged throughout the area and culminated in Dunham's injury provides a grunt's eye view of war as it's being fought today. Fear, confusion, bravery, and suffering set against a brotherhood forged in combat. That's the first time I've ever seen it like go from here and then it continues on to here. That's the first. I've never seen that before. His account of Dunham's 8-day journey home and of his parents' heart-rending reunion with their son powerfully illustrates the cold brutality of war and the fragile humanity of those who fight it. Dunham leaves an indelible mark upon all who know his story, from the doctors and nurses who treat him to the readers of the original Wall Street Journal article that told of his singular act of valor. Michael M. Phillips, a staff reporter for the Wall Street Journal, has done 4 tours in Iraq with the 3rd Battalion, 7th Marines. He lives in Washington, D.C. with his wife and 2 children. So this is going to be it's not a long book, so it probably won't take me very long to get through, but it definitely is going to be a very emotional book just based off of that. So, all right, 2 more. I'm gonna bring them both over here, and they're very, 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 very short. This one, You Are a Girl Who Can Do Anything, a very special book to cheer you on and help you achieve greatness. Definitely a book that I need. And it also has another ribbon bookmark. I love those. They're so pretty. And this one's actually really pretty too, because you can see like it is a cute little star. Aww. Definitely gonna be very easy to get through this. Probably get through within like 10 minutes. And the last one, definitely last but not least, is actually a book based off of one of my favorite movies ever, Home Alone. I absolutely love this movie. I can quote the entire movie. Like, I absolutely love it. So I'm questioning if the book is going to be exactly like the movie, especially because they use the same cover for both the movie and the book. We shall see. I'm very excited to read this book though. Alright, that is all. We are finally done, guys. Thank you for everybody who has stayed throughout the entire video. This is one of my longer videos for sure. I was not expecting it to be this long, so I do apologize for that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it though. And if you did enjoy it, please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications, and comment down below so if you want to see more videos like this. Have a great day, have a great night, depending on where you are. I love you all. Bye.